Et bonjour. Tac. Bonjour, bonjour. Alors, peut-être baisser encore un peu le son. Baisser là. Souvent je mets à moins 40, c'est bien. Hop. La scène. Le jeu est en train de charger. J'ai pris comme de la merde.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Voilà. J'allais dire j'entends des voix. C'était quoi Fontaine?
So this is a day in the life.
Ok.
I'm learning more about you all the time.
Bon du coup, où est-ce qu'on en était dans tout ça? Suivez Scylla et trouvez un moyen de réparer les canaux dorés. Ça, je vais faire ça, comme ça, ça aura le temps de se régénérer. Voilà. J'ai fait des petits trucs hors stream aussi. Un petit peu de farming. Notamment sur elle. J'ai augmenté les aptitudes. Donc ça rend 5, ça rend 2. Bon, faut que je farme des ça, c'est chiant. Voilà. Ça rend 3 du coup maintenant. Mais en vrai, elle met des claques. Oh, puis en ce moment, je vois plein de gameplay de Chlorane là sur Twitter. Plus j'en vois, plus j'ai envie de la poule. Mais vraiment, elle a l'air trop stylée. Mais je crois, parce qu'à la base, ils avaient annoncé que c'était un sub DPS. Mais je crois que ça va être un main DPS. Je crois. Du coup, on verra. Bon, j'en étais là. J'en étais même précisément là. Là quelque part, je crois. Oh. Suivez les indices sur la fresque et touchez l'oiseau. Voilà. Il manque celui-là sur la couronne. Enfin sur la corne. Ça m'a donné un coffre. Il y a un autre coffre là. Vous pensez qu'ils vont m'attendre? Non, on dirait pas. Bon, tant pis, je trouverai.
Gotcha. Here comes the catch. Yoo-hoo! Time to shine! Get with me! Out of my way! My apologies! Ha! Sakura swirl! Ha! Ya! Ha! 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 Ya! Take flight! Quietly now. Strike a pose! Collecting rare and exquisite treasures.
Hop.
Yes, this seems suitably sophisticated.
Mais qu'est-ce que... Bon, je crois qu'ils sont partis par là. Ouais, ça va, ils m'attendent. Je le savais. Oh merde. Mais du coup, j'ai pas fini ici. C'est ça? Faut que je place les oiseaux. Ah, du coup, c'est déplacé l'angle. Comme j'avais pas fini hier. Encore un rêve.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a
Requiem. D'abord aller chercher le point de TP là-bas. Ouais. Ouais, sûrement là dans le... Ouais. Dans la palourde. Et je contrôle rien encore. J'appuie sur espace au bon moment. Bien. Stylé de fou. Ok, je suis dans le châtal. peu tordu comme escalier.
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over. Shower me with praise. Let my name echo in song. Our bond is strong. Lightning, you're unthinkable.
Mais c'est un boss, je peux pas le geler.
Soumetsu. Yeah. My apologies. Here comes the cash. Yoo-hoo!
Bon, le shield a sauté, c'est déjà ça.
Whirling snow. Yeah. Ha!
Et le plot twist. Il est devenu nous. Pour utiliser un terme, vous comprenez, je vais aller manger. Ok.
Quietly now. Stop.
Ok. C'est pas après moi qui non. On dirait de l'eau de mer primordiale, non? Et bah c'est très beau. Un prince hydrosaure. Oh, ça passe trop bien. C'est vraiment que de la déco. C'est lui. Ok. Bon, j'ai quoi? C'est ça qui se déclenche. Je sais qu'elle est là, la quête.
Take it easy.
Ah, j'allais dire, je suis sûr, il y a un hydroculus là-haut. Bon, non, il me reste plus qu'à faire l'exploration des zones. Même la mer d'antan. Pour l'instant, des zones qu'ils ont rajoutées. Genre entre le gouffre, Enkanomiya et mer d'antan. Pour moi, mer d'antan, c'est la. Je la trouve vraiment bien explorée. Pour l'instant. Parce que le gouffre et le souterrain, c'était vraiment chiant. Mais là, mer d'antan, ça fait plus genre. Extension de fontaine. Parce qu'il y a les hydroculus, il y a des coffres, tu peux avoir des sauts hydro, tout ça. Tandis que le gouffre, par exemple, ou des cristals de l'humaine. En Kanomiya, il n'y a rien, je crois. Je crois. Surtout, mais les électroculus, c'est là-bas que tous mes électroculus manquants ils sont. Il doit en manquer une quinzaine d'électroculus. Est-ce que dans les eaux, ici, on est considéré à fontaine? Ah, et je crois aussi qu'il y a eu... Là. Ils ont ajouté un point de TP. Bah, elle est nouvelle cette zone-là, non? Ouais, il y avait rien ici. Il y avait rien ici. C'était la limite de la map. Oh. Bon, il me resterait plus qu'à faire de l'exploration ici pour choper les coffres, les défis. Les électroculus. Ah non, il y a de l'endurance. Donc c'est pas considéré comme les autres fontaines là-bas. Ok. Vraiment les eaux qui sont bleues comme ça, on se noie pas quoi. À partir de là et là on se noie. Alors je vais aller chercher mes récompenses de quête. Et j'ai vu un truc aussi. Récompense de réputation. Mais j'ai au max ma réputation.
Thank you for complete.
Thank you. Wild West. 2h20 de stream à faire. On a mis environ 45 minutes à finir. Sachant qu'on a mis à peu près 1h30 il y a 2 jours là pour faire ce qu'on avait fait. Donc ouais, il y a 2h15 de quête à peu près. Si vous prenez vraiment tout le temps de bien lire, vous êtes pas loin des 2h30, 3h de quête. Oh, ils en ont rajouté plein. Ah, bon. Bon. Je vais aller voir ici. Comment j'y vais? Je pense que le mieux c'est par là. Ou alors j'aurais été à Petrichor, prendre un bateau, faire tout droit. Ouais, ça aurait été plus long je crois.
Take it easy.
Ouais, donc cette zone là elle existait. Mais ici c'était le port de la map, hein, on pouvait pas y aller plus loin. Donc ils ont vraiment... Ils ont fait une extension de fontaine et de sous-marin. Bon après ça doit être sûrement pour l'intégrer de façon propre. Ouais, y a pas l'air d'avoir grand chose. Parce que ouais, ça fait partie de Anarana. Ou alors ça fait partie de ça, peut-être. Je vais aller voir. Parce qu'il y a pas de... d'ennemis. Il y a pas de coffre. En tout cas là où je suis pour l'instant. Les bateaux de fontaine. Dans un port de Sumeru. Ça c'est bien, ça apporte plus de vie. Il en faudrait par exemple à Libu et à Inazuma. Maintenant qu'Inazuma s'est ouvert.
Take it easy.
Ok. Bon, ça m'étonnerait qu'un Sumeru il mette des hydroculus. Il y a même pas un coffre.
Take it easy.
C'est marrant, là on voit bien. Ah si, là il y a un coffre. Ah, je veux voir. Le 43% là.
My apologies. Game's up. Time's over. Take flight. I shall treasure this good fortune.
Bon, souvent un coffre ça suffit pas. Elle va monter le pourcentage. Je sais pas. Parce qu'ici, tout y était, il n'y avait pas de d'ajout de raccord à faire. Mais je pense que toute la côte là, ça a dû être rajouté. Peut-être pas là. Cette île là, je sais pas. Mais c'est bizarre parce qu'il y a une statue donc de fontaine, pétricheur en fontaine. Mais pourtant, on peut pas nager comme dans les autres fontaines. Je vais aller chercher le point de TP là. Ou alors je le fais hors stream ça. Parce que c'est pas très intéressant. Salut.
Gotcha. Embrace the ice. Shower me with. Get with me. I'll settle this. My apologies.
Son tanky.
Today is a lucky day.
Ça je peux pas ouvrir. Ah, ça sert à monter. Bon, de toute façon, je peux rien faire ici. Et je crois qu'il faut que je monte. Doucement, doucement. Encore un truc comme ça? Un coffre, un hydroculus. Ah, tout ça pour ça. Ouais, allez. Vous savez quoi, j'en ai marre. Car du coup, ça vous a fait pas mal de primos encore. 404. J'avais pas beaucoup. Ça m'en fait 25. Du coup... Tac, on va faire la quête d'Arlecchino. Modifier le titre. Hop.
It's been a while since we visited Poisson. Maybe we should head over and have a look around.
Ok. Non, faut qu'on aille à Poisson. Au village Poisson.
Hey, traveler, Paimon,
Liné.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
over here. To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly...
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know... On second thought, maybe we don't need to know?
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatuis here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved. I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatuis in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, It all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the house.
What sort of?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Heart. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, if you're curious or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceeding... Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny... Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated...
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today is the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Quand le feu du fourneau s'éteint. Ah ouais, je suis quand le point de TP là-bas. J'arrive pas à savoir s'il a une couche supérieure ou inférieure.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome, thanks! So, we're...
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good...
Well, you're more than welcome to come along.
Linny, you're finally here. The supplies. I'm
Chapeau.
assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep. Here. Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our...
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were the... Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her...
I heard the Traveler is so strong that he can move a mountain with his bare hands. I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry and hotel decor in just 3 days. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all! Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right? Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. Huh? Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait, when you said gift, I didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics. But those are the best things we can give you. You don't... Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, you don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say you're in...
Really? Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let me... Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts...
Well, we'll talk to you all later.
Comment ça, elle a du
We've still
poison
got
en
some
tout genre?
prizes to
Non mais...
All right, see you later.
Elle a quoi, 5-10 ans Elle fait des poisons. Super.
Bye! Lynn, about all that poison and...
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to... Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they...
Bah. Super.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these?
Allow me to introduce you.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all...
Of course! We're making our way...
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called...
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if...
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier?
I heard that.
Oh!
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhn.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right?
Guess this is goodbye then.
Exécuter le plan. De quoi parler?
Well, that's it for this.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right. Oh, Linny's getting super...
Ouais, c'est vrai, j'ai mis un glider haute fontaine.
So, what do you think of the members you've met? Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Uh-huh? Fremine, what are you doing here?
Well,
Hey, nice to see you again!
oh, you too.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood.
Seafood soup?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you...
some food and water. And some clean...
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware.
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because of...
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills... Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you...
Maybe it'll be better.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face.
Just a
Oh, mais j'ai un problème avec mes touches.
Take it easy.
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the house.
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Heart. You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, she must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing...
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been...
For how long?
about half a month now.
So ever since we got to
2-3
Poisson,
semaines.
do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. Your father finds... You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate...
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect. And not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was... That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices. It's happened many times in the House of the Hearth.
So what you're saying is... that was her?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to...
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to...
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
two sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating. No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend that just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else in.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Lenny. You called me brother, just like we grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Lenny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between Lenny and Fremine. Maybe we should go. Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Il pleut. Ok, elle est bizarre. Elle est bizarre.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupt. Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact,
What are you getting at?
when guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say. I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her.
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirits.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill his... Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she...
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that?
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Bah, elle débarque d'où, Linette?
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, traveler.
Quoi?
And you
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully... If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report
You're not giving us much well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's...
I'm full. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Claire... Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind...
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or...
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd...
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be the people in charge. They're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. In this house, some people are family and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster. Unless it's the roster of people who've been executed. Wait, does that mean the knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in...
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy. Perry. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, maybe we should...
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside, where the sun can find me. That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to...
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could...
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done. If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line. You too. I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this...
Hop. Tartaglia, non? Bah ouais. Il est revenu. Il était avec Skirk. Skirk.
It's the knave and child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back. I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
What sort of unfinished...
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she'd already... I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from...
Oh, okay, so have you found...
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences...
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Well, we just... Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still
Is that so? Introductions have already...
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about
Good question. I'd also like to know...
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve it.
Wait, don't go!
I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser, which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least... Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Wait, did you really do something?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family. Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't. Although it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I... Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was...
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the...
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconception.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty—
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so... friendly. The losing party would lose.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay. I get the picture. Well, would you look at the time? I should... Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again, maybe this...
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off.
We should probably get going too.
Oh? You want me to...
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for... Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope...
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went. Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the circle. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her... Well, we could always try pushing her into it. Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go?
Good. I've got...
Really? Well... Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, l'endroit... Oh, yikes. That Aurere guy has a huge...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say...
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and it was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and...
Wait, so that means...
It may seem cruel, but it's just... Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list... Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine...
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was...
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different...
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatuis. And certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But people like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said so. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them...
This is all because of Project Stooge.
Whoa, hold on. What's this Project Stooge all about, huh?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the detail. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrator have been working on together.
Pantalon.
Apparently, it has to do with the Fatuis' strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're real...
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices...
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make... Well, it's getting late. We should head... Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm always looking forward to... Hey, you don't think she's even scary when she smiles? If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Trust is effort, Traveler. Look! Look over there! Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees... Over there!
Rendez-vous sous la prise marine.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast! Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting? Please, help us get on the... Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did it? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. I knew you you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. Mother? But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, if only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Perry? Also, it almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us. Well, in any case, it seems like she looks so young. But it's
getting windy. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together.
Pierry. Pierry. Ça doit être Arlecchino.
But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother, we should really go talk to Mother. But we just fought. She doesn't want to see me. And I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
Paimon really doesn't understand. Well, let's head back. We've got an...
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous. And he's done all...
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one.
Secret experiment? Could that...
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatuis' methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the Knave and the Doctor worked together to do something horrible. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the Knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. All right, let's get to...
Mais moi je pense, ce que j'ai vu sur YouTube, l'espèce d'animé là, que du coup, mère, c'était l'ancienne... dirigeante du foyer de l'âtre.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit... Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or, although I must profess to being curious, without child here, how do you...
Us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you... Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be... Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So...
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us. Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what... Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her...
Okay.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while... I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Lenny Lynette, although there's that situation with filial... No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization,
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them. I would imagine Lenny Lynette and Fremine will be able to keep their lot. As for Filial, Nantoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's...
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little... If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you? Do try and keep better track of it. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all that I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrap.
Ok. Comment elle fait? C'est avec Nouvellette?
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after. I see you've brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal.
Mhm.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing...
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Nervalet, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination.
Did you get any of that?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the house... Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be...
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case...
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps...
Indeed. I trust you would not...
All right, traveler, Paimon.
Bon, qu'est-ce qui nous attend? Bah, je veux pas faire comme tous les pères. Genre quand il fait une bêtise, il sort la ceinture quoi. Il n'est pas obligé de les tuer.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body...
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing...
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't...
Oh, shoot. Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers. Well, let me make...
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off...
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora, it's just...
I'll take 3 papers. Here, your payment.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Ark... If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting...
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired...
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask.
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what do you.
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far. Wonderful. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your.
Okay, sounds normal enough.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
On va faire là-bas. C'est bizarre. Oh, il y a un bout de limite de map ici. D'ailleurs, je comprends pas. Pourquoi la limite de map elle est comme ça? Pourquoi elle est pas comme ça?
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have. It was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop...
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother. To prove, Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunate, of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Prévoient.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Prévoient, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Prévoient was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Prévoient that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Prévoient would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Prévoient weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Prévoient suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person Clairvy rejected that proposal? She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have... Clairvy never gave another reason, but Prévoient could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring her. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Prévoient, the very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But from that moment on, Prévoient's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's... It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you too.
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Prévoient killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother the moment she acted. Any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Prévoient won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Prévoient.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it after I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. And that is where the story ends.
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid.
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years worth, however.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some, but other times she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape, but no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate—
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gun, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Uphold—
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow— well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time.
Here they are, Father.
Ah, you gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually— Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time. But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you— Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need set.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now—
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean—
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants: Filial, Nantoy clearly said, "If only Father wasn't the one who took us in." Sato added, "I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father."
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy.
You were using all those things Claire V brought up as an excuse to question words locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it.
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo? Have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So
we all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really...
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I owe you both my life. I owe Claire V too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, if this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Faults. We...
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how...
all those who betray the house.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say,
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further. So please, Father. Please.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be... However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient show...
Wait.
Impossible. Father is...
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be...
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorry.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less.
Ok. On va se battre contre la 4e exécutrice des Fatuis.
Busted. Here comes the catch.
Is it my turn?
Tiens, Furino, dis-lui.
Now I'm mad.
Ah merde, il n'y a pas de...
Kamisato art. Suretsu.
En vrai, ce que je peux faire aussi, pour rendre le combat un peu plus facile, j'ai de la bouffe. Augmente ton clic dégâts crit de 20%. Ça c'est bien. Hop. Augmente les PV max. Augmente les soins. Tiens, c'est bien. Hop. Augmente la défense. Et diminue la consommation d'endurance dans des sprints. Parfait.
Now that's... Watch out for father's movements!
Quietly now.
With the fall
Mother
of
about to
darkness,
get set.
destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
Are you alright?
Look at you. Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals.
Now I'm mad. Out of my way. Let my name echo in song. Here comes the catch.
Not bad. You've proved
out!
you're worthy of my life.
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Une araignée, vraiment. Aïe. Ça commence comme ça, super.
Strike a pop.
My blade is all that remains.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Est-ce que c'est ça full legacy?
Now's our chance!
Over here.
Ah, merde, merde. Non.
My apologies.
Sometimes only the beginning.
Moi j'ai eu de l'aide de l'inélinette.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Ok, là c'est sa full legacy.
Moon? I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Quoi? Ça se termine comme ça? Ok.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests after... Brother, are you...
Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment
No!
I never thought things would end.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still...
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically if you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten every... In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that... Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
So, you're just letting us...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you...
Even so... I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled.
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lenny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so late. Did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or...
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little! Look, she's done speechless! Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ult. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to... But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories. You know, I used to dream of being a bug playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen. Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept some... Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one. I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life. The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a... Oh no! That must have been hard for all... Don't worry! We were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All thanks to Detective Paimon. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me! Okay, so it was like this. After the failed...
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter...
Fallait la distraire pour laisser le jour se lever.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Paraware. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful, but a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's...
Father, the bottled flames have been administered.
And you? What have you...
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted... Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
Hôtel Bouffe d'été.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas, I must admit. I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you would do anything to protect them. Even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, There's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's even without that strength. You still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization, if reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead. Protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson. Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Patienter 2 jours. Faudrait que je l'explore cette région-là aussi. Mais de toute Fontaine, je pense que c'est la région la plus chiante à explorer.
Tea parties. Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine...
N'empêche, il y a un hôtel qui s'appelle Hôtel Bouffe d'été. Et c'est trop con quand t'entends les gens, enfin avec l'accent anglais, les persos le dire avec l'accent anglais. Tout ça.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling all right?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden. Oh, and I wanted to... Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met...
Wait, what? You've met the...
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crusabina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Claire V included, were lost to the flames.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. And that's what Father told us.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because we may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But
whether the path before us is big, so I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filio and...
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about... They seemed happy. If I had to take a...
Bien, tant mieux. Ah, c'est fini. D'accord, c'était considéré comme un donjon. Bah, elle était cool, la quête. Elle était cool. Machine au bout avec ses 180 HP là. J'étais pas loin de mourir. Et du coup... Ah, ça donnait un donjon. Il faudra battre Arlecchino pour avoir ça. Ce sera sûrement pour les nouveaux persos. De type... Oh, ouais. De type Séjouine, Chlorinde, je pense. Arlecchino, je sais pas, tiens. On va regarder sur la gazette de Teva, ils mettent tout. Si, Arlecchino a besoin d'Arlecchino. Et il faut tuer le nouveau boss aussi. En tout cas, elle a l'air très forte. Ceux qui l'ont doivent être contents, les persos. Et moi, je vais envisager Chlorinde. Envisager Chlorinde. Envisager de la poule. Parce que vraiment, elle a l'air super forte. Et très, très stylée. Oh, une clé de sanctuaire. Moi je vais atteindre niveau 40 pour ça. Mon niveau 50 sera pareil. Je vois pas encore. Du coup j'ai un sanctuaire là. Ici j'en ai plus, je crois que j'ai tous les sanctuaires là. C'est peut-être le dernier sanctuaire de la map en surface que j'ai. Parce qu'après, je crois que les prochains doivent être là. Ou dans la mer d'antan. Merde. J'ai pas pris ce coffre là.
Embrace the ice. Whirling snow. I shall
Oh,
treasure this
c'est pas un
good
coffre
fortune.
précieux, merde. Bon, ça donne toujours 5 primo. Puis bon, tout coffre est bon à ouvrir. Hop là. « 40 primo. Hop, du coup, dans les succès. Tiens, d'ailleurs, il n'y a pas eu de succès avec la quête d'Arlecchino. Ça, c'est fait. Donc il me reste plus qu'à ouvrir des coffres pour avoir 100% ça. Ici, il me reste des coffres et des faits. Donc, ouais, institut de recherche et la région où il y a la prison. Et ici, c'est la statue et la fontaine. J'ai vachement bien avancé fontaine, je suis content. Puis il me reste la mer d'antan. Et du coup, la mer d'antan, il y a 2 sanctuaires aussi. Parce que je crois que j'en débloque encore un prochain niveau de la statue. Et du coup, peut-être que dans les niveaux de la fontaine, j'en débloquerai encore une de clé. 713 succès. Il me manque 13 coffres. Ça, c'est bien en plus. Là. Avatar. Ah oui, le petit chat, Monsieur Os. C'est pareil, toutes ces quêtes-là, ils étaient bien. En vrai, c'était juste dommage qu'ils n'avaient pas de vrai dialogue, quoi. Ça faisait genre vraiment quête secondaire un peu naze. « 11h, souvent c'est l'apparition d'un nouvel event. Le 28 à 11h. Liste application. Vibro-Clisto. On verra ce que ça donne. Donc normalement aujourd'hui 13h30 il y a le live Honkai Star Rail. Donc on aura la suite du jeu. Enfin on saura ce qu'il va y avoir pour la suite. Ah voilà les... Mais bon là je vais skip. Ah, il va y avoir une quête d'histoire sur Saino. Une deuxième partie. Sûrement pendant la phase 2 qu'ils vont la mettre. Oh, c'est cool. Ça fait du contenu. Oui, du coup, ça... Je peux supprimer. Pourquoi j'ai mis un trèfle là-bas? Ah, si, ouais. Je devrais plutôt mettre... Je sais pas. Plutôt mettre ça. C'est là-bas que je vais chercher les... Enfin, que j'allais chercher les trucs pour Furina. Les listes, je sais pas quoi là. C'était là l'endroit principal où il y en avait. Ah mais il est là lui. C'est... La légende là. Je le cherchais en plus. C'est les mobs qui ont 50 milliards d'HP là. Sérieux? Fais-moi le malin. Maintenant que ma Furina est bien full, bien buff. Oh non! J'ai pris trop la confiance. Change! J'ai pas su. Oh merde. Oh non, ma Furina. Oh. La légende locale Rocky Alpilten. Non, ils sont pas triés. Ah oui, ça c'est les escapades. Les chats et les nombres aléatoires. Ça doit être Linette. Ça doit être Kaya. Pendule du bonheur, du malheur.
A blade is like a
KV.
Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Bon, ok. On a battu Arlecchino. On a battu la légende locale. On a battu le boss. Je sais même pas comment il s'appelle. Les gars de golem. Il m'en faut 15 plus 8. 23 encore. J'en ai quasiment 1000 de ça. Ça on peut les changer contre que contre des morins. Ouais, ça j'en ai 12, il m'en faut 30. J'ai des soins donnés. J'étais en train de regarder les persos sur le côté, j'étais en train de me dire... Furina, on voit pas ses yeux. Là, sur le... Ok. Donc ça c'est jusqu'au niveau 50 aussi, ok. Encore une clé de sanctuaire là. Bon à Fontaine les sanctuaires... À Fontaine, à Sumeru les sanctuaires... Même les dents d'Oculus... Oh là là. Ma statue doit être niveau 5, un truc comme ça. Ah 8, oh quand même. Ok. J'imaginais beaucoup moins élevé que ça. Après quand j'ai exploré pour Raiden, j'en ai trouvé pas mal. Notamment ici, genre sur ce truc là, il y en avait 2 ou 3. En soi, il y a encore pas mal d'exploration à faire. Bon, ça, j'ai monté à 92%. Ça, je l'ai monté à 100%. Il y a une zone... Celle-là. Je crois que c'est là dans le coin. Ici, quelque part. Il y a un électroculus que j'arrive pas à avoir. Et pourtant, la zone, elle est à 100%. Je pensais qu'il fallait déjà au moins 100% des électroculus pour avoir 100%. Bon, ici tout est à 100%. Ici je pourrais 100% aussi. J'ai tous les... J'ai Oculus. En statut des 7, il n'y a que Géo-Anemo que j'ai fait. À 100%. 97% là, je suis bientôt à 100 aussi. 94 là. Bon, je crois qu'en surface, j'ai plus grand chose. Bon, du coup, c'est cool. C'est cool, c'est cool. Ça aura fait un bon stream. On a fait Bah plus que ce que je voulais faire, on va dire. Je pensais pas faire la quête d'Arlecchino. Après je me dis j'aurais peut-être dû garder pour un prochain stream. Parce que du coup bah j'ai plus rien à faire. Enfin si on aura l'event qui va arriver. De toute façon le 28 ça doit être... C'est dimanche. Souvent le dimanche je peux pas stream. Donc lundi je pourrais stream le matin. Donc lundi matin on fera l'event. Tac, je vous mets le lien du Twitter pour être averti des lives et du YouTube pour accéder à toutes les rediffusions. Parce que sur Twitch, la rediffusion ne reste qu'une semaine. Au moins là, sur YouTube, ça reste tout le temps. D'ailleurs, j'en ai encore pas mal à programmer. Voilà. Puis sur ce, n'hésitez pas aussi à venir sur Twitter. Je parlerai peut-être des annonces qui seront faites sur le live. Enfin, allez, j'y réagirai. Je vais pas dire oh, il y a ça qui a été annoncé, ça qui a été annoncé. Il y en a plein qui le font, j'ai pas besoin de le faire. Mais je réagirai sûrement à ces annonces là. Voilà. Sur ce, bah, il me reste plus qu'à vous souhaiter un bon appétit. Moi j'ai faim. À vous dire lundi. Et puis bah passez une bonne journée. Allez, ciao ciao.